What's up, everybody? Max Whitman here. Welcome to Book It Better, WWF 1994. This is the rebook. I am alone tonight, so I'd like to, on behalf of the Book It Better team, I will welcome you to Monday Night Raw, Week 2 in October 1994. And we kind of, we talked a little bit about last week's episode and be a little bit heavier on trying to slowly start changing the direction of the company as a whole, to start focusing more on an in-ring product. We've got the talent to do that, and so we are moving in that direction. And so this episode of Monday Night Raw will follow that same sort of pattern that last week's episode did, or Friday's episode, technically. Well, yeah, last week. So it's going to be a quicker episode, more focused on building stories through matches, as opposed to squash matches and angles. So we're going to try a little bit harder to kind of focus, at least for the next month or so, through In Your House and then probably through Survivor Series, to kind of see how we like that and how you guys like that. So definitely leave some feedback if you have any. But we are here. It's Monday Night Raw, October Week 2, 1994, and we're just opening with a quick introduction, kind of outlining the current storylines that are going on, and giving the main event, announcing the main event for this week's show. So it's just a basic program here. A basic video package is going to run. It's hyping what's going to happen with Diesel and HBK, what's going on with Chris Jericho, Razor, and Bam Bam, that whole deal. And it also is going to announce that since Chris Jericho did not win a tag team match last week, Gorilla Monsoon is announcing a Battle Royal tonight, 10-man over-the-top rope Battle Royal, with the winner facing Bret Hart at In Your House for the world title. So Bret laid out the challenge to Jericho last week. Jericho couldn't deliver. This week, Gorilla Monsoon is saying, okay, well, this is how we're going to handle it. We're going to get ourselves a Battle Royal. 10 of our top superstars will be in Battle Royal tonight, with the winner moving on to In Your House. The score's a 90, gives us an A. Great way to start the show off. Advances basically our three main storylines at the moment. So moving on to our first match, we're going to get Jeff the Persian Jarrett and Lex the Tabby Luger, along with the newly formed Dog Pound, the Junkyard Dog and Rick Steiner, and they're going to be taking on Sid and Adam Bomb and Owen and Neidhart. Scores a 75, B- rating, and it's going to be Sid and Bomb and the New Foundation defeat the Cats and the Dogs in just under 12 minutes. Owen Hart's going to defeat the Junkyard Dog by submission with a sharpshooter. So basically just kind of getting powercats calling out the tag champs last week. Rick Steiner and the Junkyard Dog still in their feud with the Anvil and Owen. And so we get an 8-man tag match to open up Monday Night Raw, and and pitting those all those tag teams together. So both our tag team storylines in one match here, and it does well. It scores a 75. Lex is going to carry things with a 73 rating, but really all these guys performed well today. Jarrett pulls a 60, Junkyard Dog pulls a 66, Steiner the 66, and Neidhart the 67. Owen the 83. Sid pulls a 77, and Adam Bomb, obviously the weak link, at a 59, but still not a bad showing for him. So we get a 75 B- rating, and not a bad way to open our show here. We're going to get an angle. This is Diesel and HBK, and they are backstage, and they're just going to kind of have it out. A little bit of a brawl. HBK telling Diesel, you know what, he's had enough. He's constantly been dragging him down. He only did what anybody would do. And Diesel basically telling HBK, you know what, you never cared about anybody but yourself. And he showed it, and you showed it to me, and I was a fool for trusting you. They're going to get pulled apart here. No real fisticuffs coming to blow. But they will meet tonight in the main event in that Battle Royal. It gets an 89. Again, pulls an A. Shawn Michaels' performance was good. He improvised well. No worker improvements. Not much to say there, but a pretty solid showing for Diesel and HBK as Maxine enters the room. Maxine is here, folks. Maxine is here.
Hello, guys.
Maxine is. All right. Your favorite, Shawn Michaels, is on the screen right now.
You know, Shawn Michaels is not my favorite. Everybody knows that Shawn Michaels is far from my favorite. He's a weasel. He's conniving, and
he's a heel. Damn it.
Which, like, is crazy because I love Eddie, but I don't like Shawn Michaels.
Because Eddie was honest about it.
Yes, I like the honesty.
Anywho, it scores at 89. Good solid rating. Moving on to our next segment here. This is going to be the Yokozuna and Crush against the debuting Nasty Boys. So, the Nasty Boys were actually hired by our development company. They hired them on their own. When Scott Steiner went down, we needed a new babyface tag team. So it just made sense to pull the Nasty Boys from the developmental up to the main roster. So they're going to debut here. They're going to lose to Yokozuna and Crush. Yokozuna's going to defeat Brian Knobbs by pinfall. Goes just over 8 minutes, but scores a 76. So the Nasty Boys pull a 66 and a 65. Yokozuna the 76, and Crush pulls the 58. We any worker improvements? No. But a good solid match here and a good debut for the Nasty Boys, even though they don't come away with the win. They take a loss to arguably one of our hottest tag teams. So a good debut, good solid debut, and gives us finally a babyface tag team in the Nasty.
Who's that?
The Nasty Boys. They're Brian Knobbs and Jerry Sags.
And they're the face?
They're the baby faces. Yeah.
The Nasty Boys.
The Nasty Boys, yes.
Really? They're not supposed to be heels?
They could work heel. They can work babyface or heel. In this case, we need them to work face because we don't have any heels. Well, we have heels, we don't have any baby faces.
How many heels do we have?
We've got like 3 or 4 heel teams.
And just one baby.
And now, I mean, we've got more babyface teams, but nobody that we're really interested in pushing right now. I mean, the Smoking Guns are in there.
And the Steiners, but the
Steiners, but we don't have the Steiners now.
No, we have one half.
We have one half of the Steiners, yes.
We can't.
But he's with the Junkyard Dog now in the Dog Pound.
The dog.
That's the tag team they have, the Dog Pound. But it pulls a 76, good solid rating,
Not bad.
and a good debut for the Nasty Boys. So possibly big things for the Nasties. Now we're gonna get Chris Jericho and Bret Hart again.
Now this who I love.
This is who you love. Jericho's your man.
Because he's a unicorn.
He's a unicorn. This is the Unicorn Warrior, Chris Jericho. Basically just cut a promo with Bret Hart, and he's just gonna say that Jericho says he's gonna win that Battle Royal tonight. Bret Hart's going to answer, and Bret's basically going to say, hey, I hope you do win the Battle Royal tonight. I hope you win it. That way, in your house, I can come out and show everybody that I am the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be, and that your submission techniques are no match for mine. Scores at 89.
Any improvement?
Any improvements? Let's see. Nope, nothing.
Because Jericho is sounding more and more like outstanding on the mic. At least his rates are
Jericho. So right now, Jericho's in that phase where if he's out there by himself, he's pulling like mid-60s. If he's out there with somebody like Bret, or when he's out there with Randy, he's pulling in the high 80s to low 90s even. So basically what's going on with Jericho right now, we're kind of protecting him, building him really, by putting him in there with these top guys.
Okay.
It's a way to kind of get him that exposure. He's only 23, so we want to get him. Could he build that popularity up slowly through the mid-card and work with those guys? Yeah, he could. But it does him better to get in there. His ability-wise, he's as good as every one of these guys. It's just that the popularity needs to get up. And so you put him with a guy like Bret Hart, and that's the quickest way to do it. And he's going to pull great ratings because Bret, guys like Bret, Randy Savage, HBK, they'll pull great ratings with anybody.
Not Savage. We don't like him anymore.
No, we don't like Savage anymore.
Yeah.
We have Macho Man Robinson now, who's way better than Macho Man Savage.
The Mock Man.
Yeah, the Mako Man. Moving on to our next segment. It is our main event.
Oh my God, there's so many people.
Now I want to see. Okay, so yeah, it basically worked the way I wanted it to. No, it didn't.
What happened?
Yeah, it didn't work. Okay, so this is basically so. So Shawn Michaels is going to win this battle royal in 1832, according to the game. I tried to have it be a draw. So let's, for argument's sake, let's say that this match was a draw. I couldn't quite figure out how to get the finish on the battle royal that I wanted. So I'll walk you through what happens in this battle royal. Since the game is calling Shawn Michaels the winner, but that's not the way I wanted it to be booked. But I couldn't quite figure out how to get it. I had initially booked the match to be a draw, with HBK and Jericho being the final two. The final four, of course, being Razor, Diesel, Jericho, and HBK, as it is here in the game. Basically, what's going to happen here, Diesel, or rather, Razor is going to eliminate Bam Bam, and HBK is going to eliminate Diesel. So they come out on top in their respective storylines. And the way this match is supposed to end, and for the sake of our booking, this is how the match does end. HBK and Jericho, the final two in the ring, and they're going to eliminate each other at the same time. So Jericho and HBK, they do the double clothesline deal, feet hit at the same time, so we have a draw. We have a no decision here. We still don't have an opponent for Bret Hart at In Your House, because we have a draw in the Battle Royal. So the game is showing that Shawn Michaels was the victor here. Shawn Michaels is not the victor. I was worried that that might happen. But Maxine, you want to say something here?
Well, it just seems like poor Bret Hart. He just seems to be in the same stage that John Cena's in right now. They just don't have matches for that big day.
Well, Bret's got a match. He knows he's facing somebody. He just doesn't know who. He just doesn't know who. Good news is, with a finish like this, we sort of have an idea now. We're looking at either Jericho or Shawn Michaels, you would imagine. We still have to settle this. So the tag team match, Jericho doesn't earn his way in. Battle Royal, Jericho doesn't earn his way in. But he does draw with HBK. So we'll stay tuned for next week's episode of Monday Night Raw. That'll be coming up this Wednesday. And we'll see, we'll kind of see how this goes. That one will probably be a little bit heavier on the angles now that we've got the Battle Royal out. But we're kind of enjoying this style of booking. And I hope that you guys are enjoying it too. It's a little bit easier for us. Not that it was difficult before. But it is a little bit
hard.
It was
so hard.
It's so difficult.
It was so difficult.
No, so it's a little bit easier, and I kind of like the idea of building stories through the matches as opposed to the angles. So we're enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying it. Let's go forward here and kind of see where we finish the show. And we're going to pull an 83. So a good solid rating, 83. We're still on a roll. We're keeping our heat up. We're increasing popularity. We've increased here in 12 regions. And so we're going to finish the show out here with a Jericho HBK draw in the Battle Royal. Yokozuna and Crush defeat the debuting Nasty Boys. And Sid and Adam Bomb and the New Foundation are going to defeat the Powercats and the Dog Pound, affectionately known as Cats and Dogs. So, thanks for joining.
We need rats.
Yeah, we need rats. We need cats, rats, and dogs. Thanks for sitting down. Thanks for joining us tonight. Come back on Wednesday for Week 3 Monday Night Raw. You can also check out iTunes this Wednesday. We're back on that podcast kind of game. We took a few weeks off to do a little bit of creative stuff, uploading our creative meetings to YouTube. We may get another one of those at some point soon, but most likely we'll have nothing on that front for another week or two. But this Wednesday, check out iTunes. iTunes, Book It Better podcast. This week we're going to be discussing the John Cena versus Undertaker feud that seems to be building. So it's a little bit less of a round table and more of a fantasy book round table on that specific match. So it's obvious at this point that Cena will be taking on The Undertaker at WrestleMania, I would imagine. And we'll sit down and we'll talk about how we would book that if we were in Vince McMahon's shoes. So check that out. You can check it out on Podomatic. You can check it out on iTunes. It's the Book It Better podcast. And don't forget to stop back here on Wednesday as well for the next episode of Monday Night Raw. So for myself, Maxine, and all the members of the Book It Better team, thanks for stopping by. We will see you next time.